Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised. And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul. And we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of a president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 316th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Cremond, and I'll be host once again today in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, we're joined with members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's workshop. So let's begin, and let me get the presentation up here. And please go ahead, members of the Universal Council.
Yes. Hello, everyone, dear souls. It's Jacco, the Universal Council member, representative of the Dutch language. We welcome you all. A few words from Mr. Keshe. As you know, we have set out, and we become part of what we call one nation, one planet, one race. This means we are responsible for each other as one nation. As we've seen, if, for example, there is a flood in China, all the Chinese forces get together to help, and to help their own nationals. Now, as one nation, we are responsible for the whole of the citizens of this planet. And when the time of emergency comes, we have to respond. Today, we will hear a lot about this help for Gaza. So I will not go into the details. I just want to give a little example we had here in Switzerland. As you know, I was fire chief for many years. And in 2005, every village around had big damages. And on a Saturday, I was asked with my people, my firefighters, to go into an area where people died, so they didn't let other helpers in. And we were set to a house which was half away. The excavator was digging inside of the house all the rest that the river left. The river was maybe 15 times bigger than it was normal. So half of the house was just gone. And the basement was also filled. In the end, we had to take a motor chain to open up the door. And the mud inside came out of that door. And the man who was owner of this house was about 17 years old. And he said, he came to me and he said, I have a problem. My son has 3 kilos of gold is on the left front side of this basement. I would be very happy if you bring it, if you find it. And I said to him, no problem, we do. But then we start working and we digged out everything was inside and the left front side, there was nothing. So we continued, and then it became afternoon. We went for a lunch, and he came to me and he said, where's the gold? I said to him, wait. These people are working here. We're about 10 people. I said, every single one of them, I trust them like my own child. It's no problem. We will take a look, and as soon as it comes, we'll bring it. So in the end, it was on the right backside of the basement where we find it. And I told my best friend, Simon, bring it to him. And he said when he brought it, this man was crying. And you cannot describe how it is to help people and look into their eyes. It's really emotional. And what we do with Gaza is exactly the same. We give our best. We have our restrictions, what we can do, what we can't do. But the system from Mr. Keshe will save lives. And it's beautiful to be part of that. Thank you very much. We can go to the next slide.
I'm sorry. Hello, you listen to me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. That starts from last teaching to Mr. Keshe 527. As we heard in intro, it brings a lot of things to us. It brings a lot of knowledge to us. It brings a lot of changing the taboos which the scientists never understood and brought to us. And we accepted it because we thought they know what they are talking about. And in fact, they knew nothing what they are talking about. It is just that what I say brings my credibility and brings me whatever, and I will be a good guy and intelligent. But now, as I say, the intelligence of you, knowledge seekers, surpasses many scientists and many of the leading what I call authorities in the world of physics and any other, because they read from the book, which they copy. You understand the process of the creation, and you are the master. One day he has to read yours, and then he becomes your student. So it changed the clothes of the monkey from one to another. In the world of physics, the whole structure of this technology is based on the six. In a way, how two things interact with each other, which creates a world of physics. Sorry. We have a lot of what I call false belief accepted to be the true science, and we have made everything to confirm the fallacy, which is brought in a way. As we are in the dimension of magnetic fields, we are in the dimension of cosmic rays, as we are in section of understanding the knowledge of the work of the universe, of the biggest taboo and one of the things which cannot be discussed, and billions of dollars has been spent on it. And in a way, we all say, yes, it's true, it's correct, because they have done this research, they have done that research. It's the fact about the light, the fields of the universe. If you listen to scientists' papers and a lot of work or a lot of the other scientists who never understood the true physics of the light, they tell you cannot bend the light. And then they measure how light next to some star bends, and they try to prove it. But you knowledge seekers, with what you understand from the book number 2 that the light is or has two characteristics. It's a photon or it's a ray. And when it is a ray, because of the smaller, more powerful center, move faster. And then in one point interacts and releases its energy. We see it's a light. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. As a photon, it has a plasma inside it, which interacts with a planet, which it's passing. So it creates what we call magnetic field positioning, and it bends it. But then, imbalance of the fields of the universe travels to the destination, which is your eye, your equipment you are trying to detect. But this brings you to fantastic point if you know where I am going. You travel to another position in the universe with a system, with your soul, which is a ray, or a system like UFOs, which is a photon. And then what happens to you? Do you bend as you cross over galaxy? Every star, every planet you are traveling to, or do you directly go there in what I call nowadays, for example, when you go you go from Beijing to New York, you go up, you don't bend anywhere, you land on other side, on upper atmosphere or high levels, distance from the earth. How does your soul travel? When you go to see the soul of the grandma, which was at the level of a very good lady, did a lot of good things and become a center of a star, beginning of a seed some 50 years ago, and now it's the size of a, what you call it, a football, and it's on its way to grow up to become a star as it gathers more energy. But you know, it's the soul of the grandma or your mother. How do you get there? Do you bend it like Beckham? Uh, does your soul twist and turn in the universe till you get there? Like a Formula One, racing around the bends of the course. What happens if you lose control and you smash into the wall, or you end up in the another galaxy or the universe? This cannot be. It's happened. It's never happened, and it will never happen. If you one knows what is the hand of the man. Thank you so much.
So, if you understand the process of the interaction of the soul, you have to bend it to get there, and we see it. All the knowledge about the light travels on a straight line, goes right to the wall. This is important for you as a knowledge seekers, in strength of dimension of travel, in dimension of the soul of physicality. In the space travels of the future, with the structure and systems we develop, in having a non-dimensional plasma reactors, like the sun, and we manage to control them in a star formation position, which create literally 3 stars in the base and a star on the top, but no container, no reactors, but field forces of them, keeps the interactions and creates the dimension of the, what you call it, space of magnetic fields, which you can live in as a, what we call UFOs. Then it comes to you to understand something important. Is or has or will your soul or your UFO of your creation by plasmas will bend, will dive, will go through? Would it travel on a straight line or bend somewhere where it needs to? Does your soul act as a ray and the UFO as a photon? And would the future of the man reaches the point to, in a way, collectively create interaction of the souls, which becomes one of the, what we call plasmas of the star formation for collective transportation of the souls from one point to another, and maybe through the creation of that, carrying the soul of the others. Interesting point, as I pointed out to some scientists years ago, is the reactors inside a UFO, an aircraft, whatever, are inside the system. They're not outside the system. In a jet plane, we see the, what we call the jet engines on the wings. We know they are there because they're physically outside. But when you look at the structure of the, what you call UFOs in a star formation, which many of us have seen it, when we look underneath, there are 3 lights in a triangular formation. They're inside. How come we see them from outside? How come we are aware of their manifestation there? What happens and what haven't we understood about this? Thank you.
Maybe for the first time, you come to realize how come we see these lights not outside the structure, but they are inside the structure? And how come we are aware of their existence as a light? Do these systems have a containment, a reactor, which the field goes beyond the boundary of the reactor and creates this light? Or is it a single plasma which has created this light? And in dimension of the dynamic plasma, it bends in somewhere. It connects it to somewhere else. And in some places needs to be delivering a straight, what we call field strength. It moves as a light. And there is no reactor inside. There is no containment. This goes back to some teachings some years ago, where I explained, and in the recent past few weeks, and I explained the Keshe Foundation Knowledge Seekers team are reaching a point of creating reactors without a dimension. And we have seen it. We have seen it, that interaction without any motors, anything running, the weight of the larger scales moves up and down in kilograms. And some other points appears, and some other effects we see and we can measure. This brings us to a point that in creating the new line of the interaction of the cosmic rays with these non-dimensional reactors within the structure of the soul of the man as a dynamic plasma, or as a flying unit, as you call it, UFO. What game would the cosmic rays play? Would we design, would we understand that these engines, these souls, can interact with two energies at the same time? Two lines of reaction. And then it comes to understand furthermore that a straight line, what we call rays, is primarily made of hydrogen. And those lights, which are like your photons, carry carbon combination with the hydrogen, which is, in a way, carbon-14 or carbon-60 energy backtracking on the field of the hydrogen. And in a way, has a higher strength, and when it passes the star, because of its gravitational magnetic field, it has to create magnospheric position or Markgraf position. Then you can explain, as a simple man, as a housewife, or as a child in school, to your physics teacher, that the reason some rays bend around the planetary system is as they are part of the cosmic rays, and those which don't carry higher order energy, with little field interaction, but all in the field strength of the motion of the plasma. Thank you.
Once man understands this, then you understand why we see galaxies rotating and creating light. And all the light is not shine like a torch on Earth, but is dispersed across the universe, confirming the existence of a plasma, which holds hundreds of millions of stars within it. One day, man will understand, as we see the galaxies, as we see the solar system, like our solar system, with the sun in the middle. But in his plasma, there are many bits called Earth, and the others. And in a bigger dimension, we see the galaxies, with hundreds of billions of stars within it. Once man educates itself and goes out of this universe in part of Unicos and look back at our universe, you will see the same. A big dish with a lot of bits in it, and all emit light at a different field strength that confirms the existence and the position of the galaxies, and God knows the whole structure within that universe. Nowadays, we look at our solar system. We haven't managed to get out of it yet. Fully to take a picture of it to see how it looks. But we take a picture of the galaxies and we see how they rotate and all those systems inside it. When a man manages in the coming time to go outside the universe, you will see the same structure, but in a different dimension as of our universe within the Unicos. And then the fields of the light of what we call cosmic become what we call universal light, because these are the lights from the universe. It becomes a Unicos light. These lights are slightly different than the lights we are used to as cosmic ray. These lights are slightly different than we are used to as a light. Colors are slightly different because more magnetic field powers are in interaction than the weaker one. And then the enlightenment becomes totally different. Once man becomes the child of the universe, as the Unicos, the level of understanding and the knowledge will change, because a higher order intelligence, higher order fields come into play. Now, why I brought this subject up is because as many of you have started going through this, what we call dimension of the travel of the soul, which is yours. No one can touch, no one can control. You can donate it to anyone. You can become part of someone else's field. We will observe, when we become wise to it, the dimension of the enlightenment and the light which we have denied ourselves. We shall see in the fields. We shall see how the cosmic ray is absorbed by this body, by the soul, and how the soul travels in the dimension of the what we call ray. Our physical dimension, as I said, absorbs 80% of its energy from environment, and primarily most of these are cosmic rays. They are photons, and they are not cosmic light, which is singular in a field strength, with a central acceleration which man has not managed to understand yet. But in some cases, when the cosmic rays become part, you understand how you, if open the dimension of the absorption of higher order fields, get enlightened it. Understand more. In a way, you are in a dark room and the torch is in your hand. If it's running out of battery and dim, you see very little. Thank you.
If you increase the power of the battery, you see more, and the light becomes more powerful, and you see more of the room, what's in it, and you become aware of the knowledge of what you have in front of you. It's the same with the enlightenment. If you learn to observe, you learn to switch the soul of the man with the light of the rays of the hydrogen. You see more, because it has no dimension. As long as you stay observer of the what you call cosmic rays, which includes the carbon 14 and 60 and all these combinations, then you have that dim light. You are in the dimension of physicality. You are not clear to see the totality of the light, which comes directly from the soul of the Creator. The true enlightenment, and nobody can control your soul. Nobody can deny your access. No, it's not for sale in the market. And as some people say, he's going to get your soul and he's telling you lies. The only lies you are saying it's to yourself because you are the controller of it. You have to decide the enlightenment. You have to decide how much of the information in front of me in this room I want to see, and how much I want to make the light dimmer, to in a way conceal my own ignorance and lack of understanding. Then, if you understood all this, you understand the lights, which is on the line of what you call hydrogen, the primary light, which is the light from the Creator, does not bend for nothing, no galaxy, no star, no universe, and no universe. And if you understand that, it means your soul is connected directly to the soul of the Creator, in the line of the straight of his interaction, and understand of you from the dimension of your own existence. And then you substitute it by the what I call division of the fraction of the division of the collision of the light, which is started. You receive part of it as a connection of the soul of the Creator, as a cosmic rays to feed your physicality. Then you understand if man reaches the point of purity, and if you manage to bring enough souls to collectively to interact, then you can make a UFO, which is the detonation, would be the soul of the Creator. Then you understand how to understand that professor from MIT, which light bends, which light goes straight, and the reason for it, and the sharpness of it, and the straight of it, and what it carries dictates how it bends. Thank you.
As the soul of the Creator never bends, it carries nothing but the love of the Creator. This will come to bite you if you don't understand it and try to be the traveler of the what we call the universe and unicos. And the more you understand this about yourself, about your soul, that no one can control it. There are no prophets. There are no rabbis. There are no churches and mosques in the universe. And we have that as evidence that NASA, which we believe in everything they tell us, they've seen many galaxies, they've found many stars and planetary system, but none of them up to now have reported any churches or mosques and synagogues in the universe. So the fallacy of the belief has come with the man's lack of understanding of the creation. And this will bring man to the point of demise if man does not understand his own potential, his own connection to the line of the creation, and how much he likes to bend it to get there. But you have to understand even the cosmic rays. If you go down the line, connect to the soul of the Creator, but in a less attachment, as carbon field strength attached to it. But you have to understand, now you understood about the soul of the man and the soul of the physicality. In space, you'll become aware of the same position. aligned to the soul of the Creator, and aligned to the interaction of the soul of the Creator within his own fields, in the dimension of the fields of the universe, the dimension of physicality. In a way, feed you from the center, but you can play and eat a little bit here and there as you like in dimension of physicality, be it eating from the energies of the universe or the knowledge which has come from their interaction. As knowledge seekers, you, as I always say, you have no choice. If you are in the position and you are gradually becoming to the point of traveling without the physicality, which a number of knowledge seekers now report to us they can do, then you go to the next step of maturity. Try to connect to the line of the soul of the Creator. Then every knowledge in the universe is at your disposal. There is no limitation in the knowledge, and nobody can enslave you or those who pretend to save your soul. Anybody who tells you they're trying to control your soul, it means they am trying to control your soul because we are making it free. As I said in the intro, you have to decide. You have to understand there is no possession and there is no control except your intelligence and understanding the truth about yourself and your creation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next slide, please. That is really next. Okay. We, the Universal Council, wish to elevate the souls of those who have been victims or abused to free them from any suffering. Please take 30 minutes for elevate that souls.
Thank you. We'll have a half minute of silence for each of these wishes.
Thank you, my dear. We, the Universal Council, pray that many as possible people of Gaza receive the cosmic rays via mobile to recover, and we wish peace for all their souls. We are present. Thank you so much. 30 minutes of pause, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful souls. It was 30 seconds. I apologize, my dear. And thank you. Beautiful wishes. Salam, namaste, salim. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear. Oh, my.
We, the Universal Council, give freely the soul of peace, so that every being can freely take what he needs for his elevation and his physical life. Our wish is our command.
The next wish is available.
I'll read it, Rick. It's okay. So we, the Universal Council, wish the souls of each language of the 3 positions on the UC from across the planet become part of the structure to connect all the souls of their spoken words. Present.
Okay, we're waiting for the next reading.
Mark?
Would I'd like to see if Diane would like to read?
She said for the last one.
Okay, very well. We, the Universal Council, create condition for anyone that can help in crisis situations to become active to help all the people in need. And this is our wish, and our wish we command. So be it.
Diane, would you like to go ahead and read this?
Okay. Blessings to all the universal soul seekers. We, the Universal Council, create conditions to enforce peace. Our wish is our command. Thank you.
Now we come to the next part, soul connection.
Lizzie?
Yes, buenos días. Y vamos a hacerlo en español, cada uno desde su área. Por favor, tomemos una posición confortable. Menos 3 veces, nos concentramos en nuestra alma. Mi alma, yo te amo, alma mía. Amo contigo y amo a través de ti a los otros. Pido permiso a mi alma, pido permiso al alma de todos y cada uno de los seres en la tierra, en el universo y al únicos para unirnos como una sola alma, como el alma de la paz. Pedimos permiso al alma de todos y cada uno de los componentes de los sistemas, de las almas de los sistemas, en condición plasmática, para unirnos como una sola alma. Unidos como una sola alma, expandimos a través de los rayos cósmicos para que cada ser tome lo que necesite para su elevación, tome lo que necesite para balancear su vida física en todos los aspectos. Y nos unimos también al alma de todos los líderes, de todo líder que influencia en cualquier tipo de comunidad, para elevar el alma de ese líder y elevar el alma del mensaje. Thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for giving us all of the peace. Thank you. Next slide, please.
Okay, so this is an invitation from the Universal Council to basically join together and replicate what we've just went through in the last number of minutes. The Universal Council invites the Keshe family and the Universal Council family in unifying at the soul level every day at 9 p.m. CET, which will soon be 9 p.m. CEST. I think that's coming up this Sunday, for the elevation of all souls and the protection of the physicality in the universe. Now, this invitation is not in a Zoom room, it's not in a Telegram. It's just consciously being aware that at that time we join collectively, like taking a single flower and joining it into a bouquet. And of course, we know collectively we are much stronger than we are individually. At least that's our understanding at this point. And if you'd like something that you can meet in Telegram, or you can meet in Zoom, or perhaps on Instagram or through other channels, the Brazilian language community offers a meeting every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 a.m. Central European Time, soon to be, as I said, Central European Summertime. Also, call this the daily intention. And then you can also join the intention on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central European Time, or soon to be Central European Summertime. So those are the two options. And we're trying to raise the collective awareness to we reach a few million people that start engaging in this process. And of course, the Universal Council is also learning about this, as we heard in the creation of the Universal Council video. Those who have become messiahs to learn to elevate through their souls, or learn to give through their souls, I should say, which leads to elevate. So it's the collective awareness of all of us that will bring a very much of a tipping point to see what we wish for in the dimension of energy be manifest in the matter state. If you can go back to the first slide, Rick, that's available. And one of the beauties of this whole process, as Mr. Keshe introduced it when the initial negotiations of the 5+1 members were meeting together to try to hash out something, he says, I'll handle the physicality end, and it's time for you to practice using your souls. And the beautiful part about that is nobody fails this test. We all have different energies, and perhaps that energy that you have just makes the right connection. And of course, as we already know, the souls are already connected, as all atoms on the moon or on Earth are connected with each other and connected to every other point in the universe, because there's a mother connection, and that is that it's all built upon the soul of the Creator. Your soul, the soul of each cell of you, is built on top of and above the soul of the Creator. So we have already a mother connection. So we're all learning to pray through our souls that we can reach others, to elevate others by giving to the others, even if the others elevate above your own soul. And that's not a problem, and you shouldn't be envious of that. As Mr. Keshe said, many times we see a homeless man on the street and we say, oh, poor soul, look at this guy, and Mr. Keshe told us that perhaps his soul is more elevated than your soul. So we don't go and judge in a way. And this process collectively happens not by words and thoughts, but by using your emotion, which gives to the receiver. And this is the process we're learning to understand. By giving, we don't lose anything, even though a lot of times if you have $2 in your pocket and you give one to someone, now it would appear in the matter state that you're a little bit poor, but we don't become poor. You don't lose anything. Actually, in this giving process, you receive more. So this is a new way of teaching. And of course, this applies to the universal condition as well. This is, in a way, a test for humanity to start understanding this. When you give, you receive. And you receive that you become probably at a higher strength that you can actually give more. So we're opening our soul, and you can open your soul to any soul. It could even be your own. It could be family members. It could be world leaders. But we're trying to give freely through our soul to affect others' work in a way. And the soul can take what it needs, or these souls that you're elevating can take what they're, in a way, short of. And we will see the change of the soul, or the maturity of the soul, which will then affect the direction of the physicality. And so we don't pray for the man, as I understand it, but we give to the soul of the man, opening our souls to pray every day. So this process that the Brazilian team does, or the Universal Council, this is a daily process. As Mr. Keshe said, this is not a day job. So if you think it's going to happen in one day or 1 week or 1 month, the souls, many of these souls are so low, they don't know any other position. And we can fulfill their souls, that they have no needs. So we open the emotional side of your soul, and you start to give through the emotions. When the soul is satisfied, the physicality will change directions. We can even, as I said, pray for our own souls to elevate. And every soul has the ability to reach the others, even reaching, as Mr. Keshe said in that 23rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, which I reviewed earlier today, we can reach the station of the prophets of the past, but it's just us as an individual who's put the limitation, not our soul. So we're asking you to open your soul for peace and development. And I don't think we're referring to development in the matter state, but the development of the soul. So share your soul to reach and give the wealth of your soul to other souls. And this process, and engaging in this process, helps us to join the universal condition. And of course, stopping the wars on this planet. As I said, this works in space, and this is, in a way, a training for us. So at these times, we like to gather together and nourish other souls. Let's fulfill their souls with our souls in a way, and let us push this process of peace and ending the wars, and again, the development of the soul. And these souls apparently need a lot of saturation. That's why I say it's not a day job. And we're all learning this. I don't think anyone other than probably Mr. Keshe, as he said, I could make a wish and everything would change in probably 5 minutes or less. But since he's not from this planet, he can't do it. It's for us to collectively join together, raise the awareness, and change the position by giving. And this way we'll keep it, rather than it just be done by someone else, and then in perhaps a generation or 2 generations, even if we have advanced technology, but without the elevation of the soul, we'll go back to the same process of killing and destroying others. So this is the invitation of the Universal Council. They invite you all to join them. Nobody's keeping track whether you're there or you're not there. And again, you don't have to physically join a meeting, but if that's what you prefer, that's perfect. You can also be multitasking. while you're doing this. You can be driving the car, changing the baby, making the dinner, whatever. As we know, we can operate in both dimensions, but this operation is basically without the physicality. It's just working through the soul, and this is what we're learning. Even though we always thought taking is better than giving, now we're finding out giving is much more important than taking, although receiving is also very important, maybe even more important than the giving. And this is how we will create this, join in this universal condition. So in a way, this is a test for mankind to develop the soul, help to mature the soul, so we can enter into that universal condition without the physicality. So thank you very much, and we invite you all to participate. And we're trying to raise the collective awareness that by giving, we will create a position of change, and no other thing apparently will work. As we know, sometimes we try to talk to people about this knowledge, about this new science, this new ethos, this new language in the physicality, and they not quite ready to receive it. So this is why we're working in the dimension of energy rather than dimension of the physicality so much. And of course, we know that many work this way most of the time. So thank you all. And again, it's an open invitation as you choose to join and as you choose to give. And don't just do it once a day or once a time. Do it all the time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I would like to add that Mr. Keshe said that the first step in elevating others is to elevate yourself first. I think that's an important factor to remember, to make sure we elevate ourselves before we attempt to elevate others, because we have to be in that position. Okay,
Thank you, Mark, for saying. I want to thank you, Mark, for saying the beautiful words in so much beauty and totality. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
Hello to everyone. Here's Andreas, Universal Council support member for the German-speaking community. I have today another excerpt of the Universal Council mandate. This time it's the last one. And it's how to create a wish and accomplishing this through your wishes. One planet, one nation, one race, united in peace. Serving totality in giving from your soul. You are the creator. The benefit of one soul benefits the totality. Try not to get diverted by what is or what was. Create a new reality slowly, exactly how you want it to be, and don't get distracted. Just create in your vision, your creation, and slowly build it up in full trust. Avoid anything, anywhere, and concentrate on what exactly you want. Slowly include the people around you and hold on to this path by paying attention to what isn't yet in place and adjust your attention slowly to change everything into beauty. Support your creation you create through this higher frequency and higher field strength. All that was will slowly change into a new state of higher field strength.
but do not let anything distract you in your path. Go totally blank towards any print or news information from anywhere. You are the creator of your reality. So your mind needs to go silent to work through the fields you are generating from your field strength with you as a creator. Keep your surroundings very clean and in a high energy frequency. You can use ganses and margraphs, etc. to keep the surrounding fields clean. Keep all disturbing news out of your way. You will create a new reality, your new reality, which is of a higher field strength. Through this process, you keep adding new field strength that allow you to remove any negative or any lower frequency. Through your creation, they simply can't come in or touch the field strength of your new positioning. Through love, you are beautiful creators. The Universal Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andreas, for those very special words and those informations. We have now the 5 pillars, which are the ethos of the Universal Council, and you see them on the screen present here. So you have soul, ethos, unity, service, and peace. Today we're going to concentrate on the soul, and we all know about the soul now through Mr. Keshe's teachings and through the Universal Council's wonderful teachings and intentions being brought forward in these present moments. So Rick, would you please, there's a reading, a presentation of the 271st Knowledge Seekers Workshop, and there's a point where Mr. Keshe starts speaking about creation has a birth and a manifestation has a presence. And I think it's a very important message. It's the line of the soul of the creator. Thank you, Rick. So if we can play that, Rick, and if we can just play it until we get to the universe is the fisherman who stands on the top, the creator. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Again, this is from the 271st Knowledge Seekers Workshop from April 11th of 2019. We start at almost 2 hours into it.
When I teach, I don't teach only the dimension of the physicality. I teach in the essence of the combination of the soul of the essence of the creation and the essence of manifestation. There is a big difference between the creation and manifestation. Creation has a birth, manifestation has a presence. Mankind lives through creation. The soul of the man lives through manifestation. In past hour of teaching, I have brought the whole cycle of the creation of the man who never understood for billions of years. As I taught you many times, I can teach you everything about the creation, but how many are there to understand the totality? In time, mankind will understand.
Mr. Keshe, that was pretty much the question from Chris in YouTube, who is asking, is a physical manifestation necessary for man? If it is, does this not account for seeming unawareness of the soul? And he goes on to ask, how does man then return to his soul life after immersing himself or myself with matter?
Very easy. In the dimension of the matter state, we use NiOH to open up to the Ganser state and the fields of the environment of the matter state. Man has to find that field which allows his soul or his physicality to enter the same dimension of the fields. Is embedded within the emotion of the brain of the man. That's why we have. If you go back to my teachings many times, I have said emotion comes from the interaction of the field of the soul of the man and the soul of the physicality of the man. The same as the interaction of the field of the sun and the earth led to the creation of the matter state of the field, so shall be the same for the interaction of the soul of the creator and the soul of the fields of the physicality of the man to lead to creation condition of the fields of the soul of the man. You have to get the right flow, the right motion, the right strength in, and it will become what is to be. If you look what's on the screen, is the true story of the life of the man in the true meaning of the essence of his own understanding of his own creation. We did not teach man carbon and oxygen and nitrogen, zinc and copper. And we did not create how the fields flow between them. It's man who's done it, and this way, with this language, man can understand. The problem you have has been is this 6 and this 12, but we don't look at the numbers, we look at the energy flow and the space gap that the two energy flows create. And the balance between the two is what leads to the dimension of the physical tangibility. That's the only difference. Mankind has never understood this. If you look at it, this is where you sit. This is your point of physicality. And for every physical condition, it's slightly different. That's why you as human I cannot replicate. In a different part of the universe, different strength gap between the two lead to the creation of the, what we call the soul and entity. And life can be replicated in all dimensions of the universe. You have to understand where that box sits. Is that zero time common watching. This is the line of the soul of the creator. This is the string which we are attached to. And it's like, you see these fishermen, they take a fishing line and hook up many hooks, and many fishes come to eat. The only common denominator between all these fishes and all these hooks in different positions of the universe is the fisherman who stands on the top, the creator.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Dean. It was very strong teaching.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. Thank you for showing that and always being present, Rick. So I think we all feel it today. I think we all feel the emotion and the beautiful energies, the soul interactions that are taking position in these very moments, in this moment. And I know many of the UC have been actively creating these intentions and these soul interactions. And I feel that I sense, I know the soul understands, has always understood, and is always giving. And those connections that the UC have established with the intentions, Mr. Keshe, and all the beautiful knowledge seekers that shine so very brightly, as you all do. And remember, no one is higher and no one is lower. And we're all present in this very moment. And it is the shine, the beauty of the Creator that has that position and who is bringing you home into a place of where you need to be when it is right for you. So thank you for being present. Thank you to the UC and each and every one of you that is in this very moment helping and giving your energy, your intentions, your soul interaction to the creation to bring about peace within the soul of man. Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
Well, next we have the questions from Marie and Claudia. And I'll play that now. I think we start at 20 minutes here. Hopefully that's correct. Okay, here we go.
Village of the earth is a village for the soul of the man, not for the physicality of the man. Many of you, many times, tried to connect with your mother and your father, your brothers, your sisters, your sons, and your daughters. You don't need to connect. You are already connected. They are part of you. And it's you who, by feeling the loss, have created that barrier.
Então, nessa foto mostra o que você pegou do ventre da mãe e o que você pegou da interação dos campos de seus ancestrais tornou-se você. Cada célula de você é a impressão de suas vidas, a cor da sua pele, a cor dos seus olhos, a forma do seu rim e a maneira como você ama. Tudo foi transferido, misturado, e você é essa mistura. A beleza da vida na Terra é o amor que conecta os seres humanos. E nesse processo entendemos que há um propósito para a vida. Há um propósito em servir, em reunir mais pessoas para que com isso nos tornemos parte do Criador, para que possamos dar e servir mais. Qual é o uso de causar danos quando você pode amar? Qual é o uso de destruir quando você pode criar? Qual é o uso de odiar quando você pode amar? E tudo isso se soma a uma coleção de campos que sua alma dará e receberá e ditará sua posição no universo. Em seu próximo passo de crescimento, em sua nova casa, não há uma gaiola, mas há uma expansão maior do ambiente. Esta aldeia na Terra é uma aldeia para a alma do homem, não para a fisicalidade do homem. Muitos de vocês, muitas vezes tentam se conectar com suas mães e pais, seus irmãos, suas irmãs, seus filhos e filhas. Você não precisa se conectar. Oh my God. Você já está conectado. Essas são partes de você. E é você quem, ao sentir a perda, criou essa barreira. Sorry. Próximo, Cris.
The cycle of life in the dimension of physicality is just a mirage. It's just interactions of the fields. It's just phase of transition. Like when you have created a magnetic field, like a magnet on the board, and with another connections, like a magnet on the board, and with another, the connections are never lost. Rejoice, life, never mourn, as the mourning brings nothing but separation. Pray for the souls of your loved ones, the ones you love, that they take what they need from you, that they find comfort and peace, that they will be with you one day, and you will feel them in the dimension of the soul of the man. Never feel that they have left you, because in a way, they never left you. They're always connected to you. They take from you in the dimension of the soul, and you give to them in the dimension of the soul. We did not appear out of nowhere. We are an amalgamation of the fields of what was once the sun, which was once the fields of the universe, which once was the part of the unicos. We are the division of a division of many divisions, and when we come free from the dimension of physicality of the body of the man, we become free to become part of another structure. Life never ends. Life is for eternity, because life is part of the eternal cycle of the fields of the Creator.
Então, o ciclo da vida na dimensão da fisicalidade é apenas uma miragem, é apenas interação dos campos, é apenas uma fase de transição, como você criou um campo magnético, como um ímã no quadro e com outro, as conexões nunca são perdidas. Regozije a vida, nunca lamente, pois a lamentação traz apenas separação. Reze pela alma de seus entes queridos e aqueles que você ama, para que eles peguem o que precisam de você, de forma que encontrem conforto e paz, que estejam com você um dia e que você o sentirá na dimensão da alma do homem. Nunca sinta que eles o deixaram, porque de certa forma eles nunca o deixaram. Eles estão sempre conectados a você. Eles pegam de você na dimensão da alma. E você dá a eles também na dimensão da alma. Não aparecemos do nada. Somos uma amalgamação dos campos do que um dia foi o Sol, que um dia foi os campos do universo, que um dia foi parte do Únicos. Somos a divisão de muitas divisões, que quando nos libertarmos da dimensão da fisicalidade do corpo do homem, ficamos livres para nos tornar parte de outra estrutura. A vida nunca acaba. A vida é para a eternidade. Somos a vida, faz parte do ciclo eterno dos campos do Criador. Próximo, Cris.
It's like the water you drink, which becomes part of you for a while. You are just the vessel to show the beauty of it in the shape of the body of the man. And this is exactly what life is. We go through cycles. We manifest ourselves as part of the fields, maybe of the cell of a hand, maybe as the energy of a photon to reach to another part of the body to transfer energy and information. And it's gone, and now becomes part of totality.
Então essa foto é como a água que você bebe e que se torna parte de você por um tempo. Você era apenas um instrumento para mostrar a beleza disso, na forma do corpo do homem. E é exatamente isso que é a vida. Passamos por ciclos, nos manifestamos como parte dos campos, talvez como a célula da mão, talvez como a energia de um fóton para alcançar outra parte do corpo e transferir energia e informação, e se vai e agora torna-se parte da totalidade.
Loving is not exclusivity of humanity. Loving is the purpose of creation and the creator. With love we spread and we deliver the emotions of the creation. I made you in the image of myself, and the creator has only one image, to give and nothing else. We never die, in essence, never ends, and it's all in the same container of the love and the creation of the creator. In essence, we never died, and in essence, we never been born. In essence, we are part of the regeneration and the recreation of the fields of the body of the man. We just have been re-urgiated. We go from one field to another, and we manifest ourselves in different positions and places. The first man's soul is within the body of every one of us because it has left the memory of it. We never die, and in so many ways there is no death in the universe. Mankind is kind, and the only problem with mankind is that he is not kind to himself, and that is where it has got lost in the process of understanding the process of creation and how he will create. Be those who gives and never take, and who serve without conditions and take all the pains which come with it, because it allows the others to live and allows their souls to expand, to understand their own existence.
Okay, I believe that is the excerpt for today.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Claudia, for presenting this beautiful presentation. As always, thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. This is Mosfik once again. I am representing Bengali language as a supporter of the Universal Council. Today it was a coincidence, or is it, that Rick showed that video of Mr. Keshe, Mr. Keshe's teaching. So my presentation would be along the same line. And there are a lot of things very similar to what he talked about. Most of us, in one way or another, we are playing with the idea of transmutation, playing and implementing a little bit here, a little bit there. And we are beginning to see the connection between our emotion and our physicality. You know, we all know that if you get angry, you get hot. That's a very well-known emotion and physical connection that we are all aware of well before we came across Keshe Foundation teaching. Now, certain environmental conditions triggered that situation. So, as we understand emotion, not at the physical level, but at the level of soul of physicality interacting with soul of man, we experience different kinds of emotion. The unnamed emotion for our languages have not been developed to deal with these kind of emotion. Many among us have, from their own effort, have understood some aspect of it, and some have used it to do things out of the ordinary, which we now know is just something ordinary that all of us can do. So what made it so simple is our acknowledgement of the presence of our soul and its interaction with the soul of physicality. Now, how do we generate these emotions? We have some clue. We had some clue all along. So when we get angry, let's say, to carry on, to move the example forward that I talked about a little while back. The anger at the physical level, does it affect the fields at a higher strength? Is there something going on at the level of soul of man, at the level of interaction of soul of man and soul of physicality? And it does, but how does it do it depends on many factors. And that's specific to the situation, specific to the individual, and the soul involved. And the emotion that is triggered at the higher field strength between the soul of man and soul of physicality is a bit different for each of us. If I could put a name to it for the one I have for a given situation, it wouldn't be the same one for any of you out there. But we can all feel it. We can register it, we can remember it, and more importantly, when the time is right, we can also use it. And sometimes there is a mismatch in the fields because what is happening in the world of physicality may not fit the larger scope that we are aware of. That tension in the soul of physicality creates uneasiness in us. And we can choose to ignore it or live with it, the implication of which may be a disease of some sort. But we also have the option of transferring energies from the soul of man to the soul of physicality to balance it out. The result, no disease. So how do we bring that from the other side, the energy side, to the physical side? From the energy to manifestation. First thing, we have to remember that we have to make the intention, remember to make the intention that yes, we have it, we can do it, and we can make this energy transfer to the physical side to alter the manifestation to a healthy body condition. So this is a very practical way of transferring fields and transmute the energy to the physical side. Now the story gets a lot more interesting because once we know that there are fields there, we can remember, we can trigger them, and we can use them. There are other emotions that is between the soul of man and the creator. Those emotions or field interactions too are accessible to us. All we have to do is ask for it, or create that emotion. Now that we know that there is a link between the emotion from the physical side to the soul side, similarly, there are links between the soul side to the side of the creator. How do we get to them? How do we feel them? Same as before. The thing is that we have to acknowledge the presence of the creator. Acknowledge and feel. It's not that difficult. It's not that it doesn't stop at saying that I believe in the Creator. It's the feeling of it. And that requires our engagement. Just like there is a love for this, there is a love relationship between soul of man and the soul of physicality. Is it any different between the Creator and the soul of man? It is obvious. The field strength is higher, the love is of a higher degree. Now, the story is very much the same on the physical side, coming back to the lower field strength. It's not better, or is it? It's not worse, it's not lower, it's the same. We can often consider the physical side not so good. But is it not? We can make it good. We as a creator can make it the best way we can. We have the other fields to assist as well and guide the Creator, the soul of man, all of it. Why can't the physicality not be the same? Let the love flow through at every level. And we can make each level as good as it can be. And it's as easy as asking for it. Asking for it with certainty and steadfastness. Yes, there are years of various conditioning that we are subjective to that comes in the way. But once the target or the goal is very certain, yeah, some of it may interrupt or may slow down things a bit. But once we start walking that way, we'll get there. All of us. All we need is the love. And then we learn to feel it and use it for the best condition we can create in us. And when that happens, the surrounding is affected. People around us, other souls, not people, other souls, near and far, can feel it. The connection is always there. And we become the light. But this light, with this light, we first have to light up our own home. You know, in due time, much larger area can lit up. And the fuel for it, the love for it, for the light. And, you know, It reminds me of what Shweta often says, love and light. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Love and light to you too and everybody. The courage you give us, the inspiration about how the love flows. It's the courage of the heart. And what I want to say, I'm adding to you, my dear, that the transmutation that is happening. What we say, I am and we are, never separated, and it's coming from within the rays of light as we become the true detectives, for searching of how we will transmute. Like suddenly we are transmuting chemically? No. If the chemical agents are going in all cells? No. We are recognizing the truth from every being, even a cell as a being, a stone as a being. Like, as Sherlock Holmes goes to a situation of murder and killing and torture with Watson and Watson says, the man came to us for justice, for these people died, tortured, such a kind man. And Sherlock Holmes says, my dear Watson, what I can see, you cannot. Please focus what you see. And then you can understand the man came for justice. He's humbly requesting for the water, the pure water he hasn't drank from eons. Would you do that? We have to trust it. Is that this person is he sentenced to death like that? Or if he's humbly bowing his head, yes, caught me, you caught me. And the truth is here. Now Sherlock Holmes says to Watson, you have to trust each other, Watson. You understand? The universal love, do good, talk good, act good. What about that? Then he understood. Oh my God, he said that. And the person was given the purest of water because the transmutation has happened and he is yours. As Mark has said that beautifully. MTK has sprinkled diamonds and rubies and emeralds and gold bits in the dimension of universal knowledge though out of the Keshe Knowledge Seeker Workshop, books, patents, and papers for us to connect to the discover more about ourselves and the process of creation and the creator, which is you. I am you as you are me. In a different size, amount, and strength, I made the man in the image of myself. Thai MTK for sharing your soul with all of us. So beautifully you said, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. And this is the way the transmutation works. You have to see the truth. You have to see the truth with your own eyes, the true eyes you have, not the veil. Clean the veil from your eyesight, And we are all doing the same. Maybe most of us are doing the same. So this is how this transmutation and these cosmic rays generating from within us, creating this, going everywhere, whatever, where it is. And here I am, giving the love, like as Moshfik said, it never stops, Like a Sufi poet said one time that, but I am a lover. So what? You are a lover? I will never stop loving whatever you do. So I burn your home. I destroy your family. I put you in hunger as they do. But how could you stop loving? Sufi said, I will never stop. It will go on. Okay? So this is how transmutation takes place. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, my dear Moshmi. Thank you. Salam, namaste, my dear.
Thank you very much. Here's Andreas again. Now we come to the topic: we feed people in Gaza Strip remotely, and it's a project where we all can work together with the Keshe Foundation as one planet, one nation, one race to help in Gaza. And Rick, I would ask you to show the video, and afterwards I will speak about it. Thank you. The video is an excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop 572, where Mr. Keshe explained what is it about.
I think that was 527, but regardless, we want to hear the message again.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, let me just get that lined up here. Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the first part. And now that we come to the second part, I hope it'll be more interesting. As you know, we have set out and we become part of what we call one nation, one planet, one race. This means we are responsible for each other as one nation. As we've seen, if, for example, there is a flood in China, all the Chinese forces get together to help and to help their own nationals. Now, as one nation, we are responsible for the whole of the citizens of this planet. And when a time of emergency comes, we have to respond. The second Keshe Foundation responsibility to respond. We see the end of the present regime in what we call Tel Aviv or Jerusalem or wherever they call it. And we see a new structure rises in Israel. As a knowledge seekers, you came here to learn, and you learned that we are one nation. And as part of our responsibility is to feed and supply medicine to these people. And I had a laughing and sorrow position this week, which I explain and you understand. For past 2-3 weeks, we are working on trying to get to open channels through a couple of governments to support not the Palestinians, but people who live in Palestine and they are under heavy bombardment, no food, no water, no medicine. And I traveled to Vienna on Monday to meet with the representative of the Palestinian government to open the door that the Keshe Foundation with its technology can deliver to what you join us on third week of each month, and the group of Chinese will join us tomorrow for the second session of the system testing to deliver food and medicine through lines to Palestine, that there will be no hunger and we can support the ill people, the sick people with everything possible, from painkillers to antibiotics to latest medicine, which Keshe Foundation has at disposal, directly to the hospitals. Nobody can distort, stop the delivery. You have a mobile phone, you can reach us from Palestine and be fed, be given medicine. And don't forget, this has been part of the ethos of the Keshe Foundation. We want to feed the man in space. We have to support man in time of trouble. I traveled to Vienna to see prior going to see the what we call Palestinian delegation, I made a call to them that I'm coming to meet, to see, to find a solution. The first question was asked when I said I want to help. How much money do you want to give us? We give you an account number. I said, this is not what I'm calling for. There is an email. Send us an email and explain. I sent an email and I traveled to Vienna. They won't even open the door of the commission. We are here only to collect money. If you want to help with anything, go to Red Cross. I said, but it's your nation. Oh, we have nothing to do with that. I went in the car and I said, what a sorrow. That this is not a war, this is money mongering. And I set out to get in touch with different group of Palestinians and different routes. We are establishing a line. And the knowledge seekers who know are close to us in past few days and couple of weeks been busy making all the materials and everything ready to support, to feed the Palestinians on the line. We said it does. We have to deliver because it does. We said we deliver food to man in space, medicine man to space. Now it's an emergency. We have to deliver into Gaza. From Monday, Keshe Foundation opens a line. We can accommodate up to 80,000 people to use the line at the present time. All the material for it will be ready by Sunday night. We open a Zoom link and a telephone number line that anyone from Palestine, from Gaza Strip, can dial through satellites freely and access food and access medicine. Your knowledge seekers donated to us money, your time. Now we need your donation to spend time to find the Palestinians in corners of Gaza that we can reach to. Find Palestinians who know, who have places, who have people who need help, and we are there to do. The telephone line and the Zoom line will go on front of the Keshe Foundation website, keshe.foundation, that only Palestinians can come in. Don't forget, don't come in to test if it works. You could affecting the life of a man who needs it in Gaza. You know Palestinian doctors. You have connection to groups who have access to people under fire. Give them the telephone number and let them test it. We have made a feast of fish, meat, and chicken, and vegetables, and bananas, antibiotics, painkillers, anti-inflammatory, and everything else we could to be available on Monday morning. You claim to be a knowledge seeker. It's a time of disaster. It's your responsibility. We still need donations for the funding of this project in hundreds of thousands. We can bear as much as we can. But we need the time. We need you to find Palestinians that gradually builds up. In a month time, we should be able to add to 1 million Palestinian support. If we see anyone comes from different lines, we disconnect you, we block you, and you block from all activities of the Keshe Foundation in any teaching. Our team is ready, and the material which gone into production, but our knowledge seekers will be ready by Sunday night. Monday morning, 9 o'clock, Central European time, we open the lines. Do not come in. Try to find as many Palestinians in Gaza, not Palestinians somewhere else, or not somebody who's sick in New York and is looking for, you have all the facilities. Go and look with your doctors on the food. This is set up for emergency. It's not there to be stolen from. It takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of work to get this sorted, to be done. And don't forget, we are on the verge of going into conference in Sanya, and this is additional burden on our team, but we have accepted it because we had to take that step. Israelis with the sharpshooters are shooting the doctors, that the sick people die because of it. Not ever in any war, even in the Second World War, the genocide of the doctors and medical people have taken place except in the state of Israel today. Deliberately shooting doctors, deliberately destroying hospitals. As we said, this technology should be there equal to every man in the remotest part of this planet. As I said, we introduced the carbon 14, we introduced the cosmic rays, we introduced Maghreb system, and now is the time to deliver the technology where it's needed. There are hundreds of thousands of children sleeping hungry because of one man heinous act. There are hundreds of thousands of people wounded, which cannot even get access to a paracetamol to reduce their pain or antibiotic to stop the infection which can kill. We have to test this knowledge, and today is the time. Keshe Foundation is ready. It's your job to find the people. I have done everything and I still do everything to connect as many lines with the Palestinians. But once it takes hold and people see the result and the effect, it will become a virus. But still, you will not use it because my brother is hungry or my sister has a pain which never been solved. Now I use Keshe Foundation. I tell you why it doesn't work. It doesn't carry our soul, and I shall not steal. The lines will be opened from Monday, 10 o'clock Central European time. The first step, if every Palestinian uses for 15 minutes a day to receive the materials they need, and they time themselves accordingly to same time, same hour every day, it could be a family of 4 or 5, we can accommodate 80,000 Palestinians a day with our present system. The Zoom channel does not accept more than 1,000 people at a time. So we expect it to build up. And if you can connect with the Palestinians, doesn't matter where you are, find a Palestinian group who is active, but it's not just a bunch of Europeans shouting, what about Gaza, but the Palestinians who have connection into Gaza that you can give them the number and let them try. And then they give it to each other. Our IT team will put everything together to be fully operational. We are short of a few materials which is supposed to be delivered by tomorrow night, plus another bunch of materials to be delivered by Sunday morning that will be brought in to our central operation. And we are there to deliver the power of the technology. And we need your help. Donate your time to us to find, to create connection. Go on the internet, see how you can make lines establishing with people in Gaza. Give them the number, give them the connection. Our job is to share knowledge equally and technology equally by all men. And we are there to stand the test of time. We are not ashamed to fail. We are ashamed not to be able to help, even we have the technology. It's taken us time to reach that point that we can do this, we can support this, and in so many ways, now is all of us in it. The way you Germans got together and raised money to send 3 people to Sanya, get together, find ways to open channels that you can give just this number to the Palestinians. And not to your uncles and your son, I had a pain that just went in for a few minutes. Our soul is not in it, and you will not find any remedy in it. The same with the Italians, the same with the rest. If you're Jewish and you really believe in what you believe, you know where to find the Palestinians and you have some friends. Open the line to help them. There is no helpline for the Jews. You have the best hospitals, kill yourselves in. We have announced and delivered this support to the Palestinians in Gaza, and to the officials in the Iranian government, and to the American government. We are not doing anything but to help those who need. And one day somebody might come and tell you, I saved, I had no pain, I received food through a telephone line because you're a knowledge seeker and you made it possible. I can provide the technology and I can make it accessible to the souls. It's you who have to do the next step. Please get in touch, open the channels, use the telephone number and a Zoom number, give to the Palestinians and tell them you're in Gaza, use it, feed yourself, receive the antibiotics and the rest of it, and there is no charge. It is absolutely free. And once this dilemma is over, we switch the line off. And we report to you if 1 person, 100 people, 1,000 people have used the line. Our failure is your failure because you have to establish these lines. You donated thousands to Keshe Foundation. You supported us in everywhere and every shape. Now we call for your donation of time and bringing people not to die. In a way, what I said to a knowledge seeker, we become technology without frontiers for food and medicine. And I hope you as knowledge seekers can support this. We will see the action, we will see what the response comes. We are doing our best ourselves in the background because the Palestinian government, so-called, is not prepared to help their own people unless we pay them cash in their accounts they can put in their pocket. As we hear, head of Hamas has 5 billion cash in his private account and sitting in the most luxurious places in the world. We have a little money, but we can do a lot. We still need huge financial support to go into 1 million and plus, and maintain and support this support to the Palestinians. And God knows, maybe next one will be earthquake, a flood, a tsunami in your country, and people around the world learn this number is there for SOS, for food and medicine and energy, and even psychological damages which these things bring. I thank you in advance, and we are doing everything I can, everything Keshe Foundation team can, and as knowledge seekers, it is your responsibility, has been your wish to be one planet, one nation, and this one nation is in dying need to support 1 million children, women, and old people who have, out of no fault of themselves, trapped in this. Thousands of children have been killed. Thousands of women has been killed, the mothers, children who will be brought up in the next 30, 40 years without a mother. Fathers will suffer with the image and memories of the children which bombs paid by the Americans to kill. One day, the justice will be served, and that day will be very soon. It's not just the Israeli Prime Minister, which has to go to The Hague and a life sentence. It has to be those who supported it, provided it, and supplied it to create such a murder. One day you'll understand when I say the end of the nation, the end of the race of Moses has come because they do it with their own hand. During the Second World War, the Jews hid their signs and names and everything not to be killed. This time they hide it and forget about it because they're ashamed of it to be. I thank you very much for trying to help us. Don't come to us and say, I found this group, these are the people. Get in touch with them. Find out, don't give them to anyone. They're connected directly to Palestinians in Gaza. We can feed them. We can deliver medicine to them. And just tell them, we put a manual in Arabic and English that you just give them a link. We give them instruction how to use the headphones, the way to use it, and everything else will be there. They read the instruction and they do it. The Arabic speaking group, Jalal and your people, support us to do the translation, support us to have the papers, everything ready for Monday. Then you don't need to explain. They'll come to a link. In that link, there'll be a page with Arabic, English, to explain what to do, what number to use, how to use it, to receive the needs of the man. Every right of the man, to water, to energy, as food, and to medicine. We have not entered the world of medication, medicine. We provide the medicine which is available in the science of the man to the man as an energy, and we do not need license because it is counter-based and it's scientifically based. We deliver the energy of it. And we have a technology to do it. We've done it and we know exactly how it works. It will be a pleasure to be able to save even one life, to take one soul out of the physical pain with the systems. And it's your responsibility. You're yearning to become one nation. This is the beginning of opening the Keshe Foundation internationally to those who understand. And in the future, it becomes that 999 you dial for ambulance, for a doctor. That 999 you dial, or 111 you dial, or 11213 in Europe you dial to get the emergency services to help you. You get emergency help to feed you. Maybe after the Gaza situation, we become the source of feeding those who are homeless and the rest of it. And we need a huge amount of financial support. If we are not allowing, and the way we are, any government to dictate to us in how to develop the next structure of one nation, one planet, one race. You've been here a long time, and Gaza is our test. You're not only to start the beginning of the one race, one nation because you're a Jew, you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Sunni, Shia, Buddhist. Doesn't count. Humans, children are suffering. That child of 1 year old has no religion and believe in no God because he doesn't come to understand the fallacies of the man. We ask for your support to spend your time, support us, to bring us to that position. I have to go offline, this is important, and I'll come back, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much for presenting this. Thank you, Andreas. This situation where there is a need, we are present.
We heard a lot in the video what the Keshe Foundation can offer, and we heard that Mr. Keshe asked everyone from us for help in contacting the people in Gaza. So the ones who are really in the war zone. And this is what all of us can do. And there are several ways how we can reach them. The easiest option maybe is if you are yourself a Palestinian, have relatives in Gaza Strip and have contact to them. And you can directly give them the information. But then, like me or a lot of us, I don't know people from the Gaza Strip or people who have contact to people in Gaza Strip. And so I can contact individuals, Palestinians, or I can contact associations of Palestinians here where I live, in Austria or in Germany or in Europe. Or I can write also, of course, to the embassy of Palestine, or I can go into mosques, just everywhere where Palestinians are. And you know, they are from there, and especially the individuals who have relatives there, they want nothing else than to help. And if you give them then this information, then you can help with it. Important is, as we are writing letters to reach Palestinian people, when we write them, we write what is it about, and it's about to help to feed the people there, and also shortly what is needed for it, and also very important, the link to the Keshe Foundation website, where the where it is shown how you can connect via Zoom or via telephone number. It will be explained in English and Arabic there, and also with pictures and videos, so that is it as easy as possible for them to use the system. One thing is a Zoom meeting like we have it. When we connect with the soul of the creator, it's the same. And there will be a description on it. And then also Mr. Keshe said a telephone number, satellite telephone number, where you just have to dial a number. We don't know exactly how that will look and function, but that will be published on the Keshe Foundation site when everything is ready, 100% functional, and it can be released. So it's very important to have the link for the Keshe Foundation website on it. Other important aspect, what Mr. Keshe mentioned, it's really only for the Palestinians in Gaza Strip who directly need help. And it's important also to make the readers of our letters or phone calls or personal talks aware it's really only for Palestinians. I believe, of course, a few will try it because I would do the same. If I hear that, I've never heard of it, I would try it myself at first before I do that, before I send it to people who are in an emergency situation. And okay, but we have to make them aware. Please don't give it to somebody else only for headache. It should be only really for them. Other thing is important. Look please in your letters that there are no errors in it. For example, you can also add the info@keshe.foundation email address. So in case if there are questions, they can contact the Keshe Foundation. But your letter should be already written, like everything is explained shortly, and the readers know, okay, we find the information how to use it on the Keshe Foundation website. So there should be no more questions. Also, yes, that what was this part for now. And I would like to explain something different. The situation is really not easy because a lot of things are destroyed. No electricity on a lot of parts, no functioning mobile phones, and there are maybe less people we can reach. But what I want to say, in the moment when we take us the time for it, we have the intention to create, to give, we create a soul which should serve everyone. And this soul flows into your writing, into your telephone call, into your personal talks, and it's unconditional here to serve. Maybe a few or a lot people will say, that's for sure not functioning, that's just a story. And maybe we don't have success, or every one of us will have success. But don't forget the soul, what you have created is there, and it's here to serve in the past, in the now, in the future. And everyone, when the time is right, can take from this soul. So what we are doing has much more implications than only justice. And we all together support everyone and invite everyone to help, and we are here for each other, and we all together make this soul for the help and for the next steps for humanity. Does somebody has some questions to it? That would be beautiful if I have forgotten something to say or if something is unclear.
Andreas, hi, it's Dean here. Thank you for explaining that so beautifully, Andreas. And I'm sure many people really understand the urgency and the beauty of what you've just spoken about and what Mr. Keshe has brought forward. he's brought forward this this knowledge that for somebody who's never heard about the foundation or who doesn't know the knowledge, very simply, Mr. Keshe has informations and knowledges that he's brought forward for humanity, where he can feed a nation, he can feed people in an emergency through a telephone line. So using the interaction like you would between the sun and the earth, an interaction that creates, you know, the environment that we have on planet Earth, using those interactions of the fields, Mr. Keshe has a technology in place in this very moment to help the people of Palestine right now. And it is a technology that is available for everybody to use, to receive, to feed from, as it's been spoken about, emotionally and physically, to receive the energies you require. So, Andreas, I just wanted to make people aware that who's never heard of these technologies or the possibilities, or heard of the foundation, the fact that Mr. Keshe has opened up the channels, as he would say, and the foundation's knowledge seekers would say, to help in this particular moment. And Andreas, thank you for everything you're doing and your continued support and placing your soul in the right place to serve always. Thank you, Andreas.
Thank you, Dean. And I want also to add something else. There are different letters of the Universal Council already out there, what you can write, what you can use to contact Palestinians or people who know Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, to send them this information. Listen to your own soul and solar physicality and your emotion. If that text fits for you and how you feel that it can be understood best and serve best. And believe in yourself. That's the most important thing. Believe in your intention to give. Because some write very short letters, some write a little bit longer letters, and everyone has its own way of writing. And we cannot say which field strength of which letter reaches to Palestine. And believe in you, it's your creation, it's a soul, and it's here to serve. And I believe in every one of you. We all believe in all of us, because we are here to serve. Does somebody else wants to say something or has questions?
There is a link to the document, to the actual letter, but then Andrea brings up a point that the QR code is wrong and the right email is info@keshe.foundation. See the email on the letter is info@keshefoundation.org, which should get there the same as Keshe.foundation, but the Keshe.foundation is a later, more direct email.
Good,
so I'm not sure if that needs to be changed before we give out the link, or is this the link that we give out at this point for people to use as a letter?
It should be changed, especially when there are wrong links inside. We know a few letters go out and there is suddenly the wrong email address in it. I mean, there's the info@keshe.foundation, and this is the new email address. But there were also email addresses where at the end, after the Keshe Foundation, was something else with it, and it's not functioning. And this should be deleted, made new, and then released. And also a point is missing in a lot of letters, and that this is the Keshe Foundation website link, where the information will be how the Zoom or the telephone numbers are used. And the telephone numbers, the connection itself is there. And so this is a very important part of it, the most important one. And please, if you send such things out, look that you delete it and that you put the correct things in there. And also the link to the Keshe Foundation website. Because this is what is it about, how you can connect yourself to the system. And if you get a letter where you see the email address is wrong, again, the right one is info@keshe.foundation without anything else. If you see there is another email address, something is wrong, then please be yourself responsible to change it and not just spread it blind.
Yeah, perhaps it's best for us to wait until the link from the Keshe Foundation site gets put up with, it might be a link to a different document that's corrected already.
Exactly. And that's also then the point when we see it on the Keshe Foundation website, how it really is, how it is meant with the telephone number. And then we maybe can also fit our letter to that. And if we send it out, the people can already go then directly to the Keshe Foundation website, and everything is there already. Now it's a little bit difficult. You can just say it will be on the Keshe Foundation website. A few of us said also, okay, we have to wait. It's better to wait because we don't know how long it will take that the system is ready. And if we are too early and then the people see 1 week long nothing, what could be, we don't know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in 1 week. It's not that good. So that's why a few of us decided not to do something till it's really on the Keshe Foundation website. But it's up to everyone.
That's clear.
Yeah. But I mean, it's up to everyone. If you want to inform before it's on the website, it's also okay. But please make them aware. All information will be on the Keshe Foundation website when the system is ready. Is there something else to say? Does anybody have some questions to it?
Andreas, it's Dean here. I think you've answered most of the questions. What sort of questions would you like to formally, put forward? I think you've already gone over everything that we need, really.
Yeah, I believe also. And if you have some question, then please contact the knowledge seekers or the Universal Council members and support members in your language group, in the Telegram channels or which platforms you have. And then it comes to the Universal Council or to Mr. Keshe, and we will all try to help each other to solve and answer all questions. Thank you.
Can I say something here?
Yes, please, Jalal.
Hi, everyone. Anyone find any Arabic member, wherever he is, he can contact me by the Universal Council. Any question need to be translated, also he can reach me there. And I think all the souls here is already elevated. Thank you very much.
Thank you also, Jalal, for helping in with the Arabic language. Okay, I believe if there's no other question, that was it for this part. And thank you very much to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, one more question. How would people contact Jalal through the Universal Council? You do that through Facebook or Telegram, or what would be the appropriate channel?
The Facebook will do, or the Telegram also will do.
Okay. And people could do that through any of the Universal Council members, and they can pass it on to you as well. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, my dear Andreas, for so much clarity. Thank you, my dear Jalal. Thank you so much, my dear Rick. Thank you. Now we can go to the, if there is no question. Yes, thank you. Here again, bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. We welcome all communities to bring the wishes, as now there is a wish to serve the land of Palestine, the beings of Palestine, and all that is love. Thank you. Please welcome if there is anyone, any beautiful soul, have to share anything or ask anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. It's Dean here again. I'd just like to say, I think we've all just experienced in the moment from these interactions of the intentions of the Universal Council, the members, the Foundation, the Universal Foundation, the Earth Foundation, that is present for humanity in this moment. And you're all responsible. We're all part of the structure, all of us, each and every one of us. So when we bring a need or a wish, you do it for yourself, you do it for everybody. It's the intention behind it. What are you creating in this moment? For the foundation, the people that serve and give their time and their abilities freely, they are here to enhance, to help. They are creating in this moment with the ethos, which is thinking, speaking, and acting. So they're doing this. And each and every single one of us being responsible for ourselves is being responsible for every single person on the planet and beyond. And particularly in these moments, we're focused, as we know, on what's actually happening in a particular strip of land on planet Earth. And this is replicated, I think, in many other places. It has been. Because that war is the war inside us, and we're responsible for it. You have the knowledge, you have the abilities, you have the creation within you to bring peace to yourself in this moment. So be responsible for what you are creating. As the knowledge seekers and all the beautiful souls that have come to understand this knowledge have positioned themselves to give their thoughts, their intentions, their actions towards this peaceful moment. Now, Mr. Keshe has dedicated his whole life to bringing this forward, to bring the technology in, to give freely in exchange for peace. Freely in exchange for peace. So when you understand the divinity, the beauty of what you have in your creation, which is part of the totality of creation, and no matter the words, it's what you feel, what you sense inside you right now in this moment. Because as the creator flows through you, how do you feel about the energy transfers that have taken place in this moment? It only takes one to create a positive or a negative. And that one is you. And we thank you for the needs and wishes that you bring forward for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean, for your beautiful, beautiful words. Thank you. Thank you again. Anyone else, my dear beautiful soul?
That's all I'm seeing in the chats currently.
Just again, maybe you ought to just look at the words on the screen once more and look at the colors. One planet in orange, one nation in green, one race. And I know some people have a problem with one race. It's been used in many different ways, but it's the color blue. And then you have the purple for world peace, justice, and in blue again. So all these colors, the spectrum of energies that they possess and they give forward are like many understandings from many different knowledges that have come forward on planet Earth. So the pure essence of the beauty of the interaction of the fields through the Creator are present in this moment. And I read something on the screen that I was looking at earlier. So it was a blueprint for peace for humanity. And it was, this was day 15 PM. It was 3:18 and 24 seconds. The origin of the creation, or the origin of the rays. The origin, which comes in essence itself, is like a black hole. At the end of the black hole, only one strength is like a laser. It's mono. And that mono has a full spectrum of fields of strength of the universe, which is motion, creates the essence of creation and the beginning of the universe. That is the Creator. And in this moment, you have a choice. Thank you for your presence. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear Dean, again, and forever. And if there is no question or sharing or duty, then for today, then we can go to the next slide. Here we are, here to serve, not to be served. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls, for being here always, taking the responsibility of love, loving forever. And I will say, yeah, we are lovers, we give love. Welcome, 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 Suswagatam, into the beautiful, beautiful energy, in the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the beautiful, beautiful energy of knowledge seekers, universal souls. Welcome to the beautiful, beautiful energy of all that is love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jump in, join. I will say in physicality, follow if you just come in, merge with Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. I love you, Keshe Foundation. And here I am Shwetanbar. You see Hindi language. And again, I will say much, much love, dear ones. Salam, namaste, salute.
All right. Thank you, Sweta. And thanks to all the members of the Universal Council who presented today. There was lots of very lovely presentations, direct and to the point, and I thought it was a great show, so thank you for that. This has been the 316th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. Our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which is every Wednesday starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. So that'll be tomorrow, March 6th, starting at 7 a.m. Still Central European Time. We'll be changing to Central European Summer Time this weekend, apparently. And the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group is open to virtually anyone who wishes to engage about the plasma technology. And if you have something to show, some practical manifestation of the plasma technology that we can discuss and have a look at, that's so much the better. Okay. I think that's it for now. Of course, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up on Thursday. That'll be March 7th. And I believe that will be, someone correct me, I believe that Mr. Keshe said that will be starting at a later time. I think at noon rather than the 9 a.m. Correct? Yes. Okay.
And
so
I'm just looking at your schedule, Rick. I think you have a testimonials meeting coming up in less than a week. You may want to announce that.
Goodness, is that happening already? You're right. Yes. Boy, March is marching along very fast here. Indeed, we have the testimonials meeting. Thank you for the reminder, Mark, coming up on Monday, March 11th. And that starts at the 8 p.m. Central European Time. That'll be Central European Summertime by then. So mark your calendars and your world time watches.
Are they finally synced up? I know there's usually been a gap between North America moving to summertime and Europe moving to summertime.
I think they're still sticking with the gap so far as I know, but they're trying to erase that over many parts of North America here. So there's a big push to not change the times every year, basically. So that could get even more confusing, but we'll see. Okay, thank you, Mark, for co-hosting today once again. And we thank Brigitte for
what about some dance? I mean, a group dance, you know. Don't be, I mean, feel the love inside, my dear. Never forget to dance and clap. Thank you, beautiful
Thank you,
souls.
Sweta.
Thank you.
That's
Clap,
right.
clap, and dance.
It's time for that once again. So get out your clapping hands and dancing shoes, and away we go.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, everyone, for attending today, and I will see you in the next public teaching workshop. Bye for now.